Okay, let's talk about one of the greatest underdog stories in business, maybe ever. It's this incredible story of a local fast food chain from the Philippines that went head-to-head with the biggest clown in the world and actually won. So you gotta wonder, right? How on earth did this cheerful little bee, a symbol of Filipino joy and hard work, how did it manage to take on the absolute giants of the fast food world? We're talking McDonald's, KFC, Burger King, and not just survive, but totally thrive. You know, this whole story, it doesn't start with some huge corporate launch. No, not at all. It starts with a simple scoop of ice cream. It's a classic tale of humble beginnings, and it just goes to show you what can happen when you actually listen to what your customers want. So check this out. It all kicked off back in 1975. A young guy, Tony Tan Caktiong, opens a couple of ice cream parlors. Simple enough. But, and this is the key part, he starts noticing that his customers keep asking for something more, for hot food. So he listens. He adds burgers and sandwiches, and boom. That's when everything just exploded. The hot food started outselling the ice cream by a mile. So by 1978, he makes this incredibly bold move. He pivots completely, says goodbye to the ice cream franchise, and decides to build his own fast food brand from the ground up. So what do you call this new brand? Well, the family comes up with Jollibee. And it's actually a pretty brilliant name when you break it down. You've got Jolly for happiness, right? And then B to represent that super hardworking, always on the go spirit of the Filipino people. So it wasn't just some catchy name, it was an identity. But listen, it was anything but easy. The founder himself said it was a crude, strange-looking bee that no bank dared to touch. Can you imagine? No one wanted to give them money. They're looking at this cartoon bee and just thinking, no way. But that didn't stop Tony and his family. They believed in it, so they just kept pushing. All right, so just when things are starting to take off for them, the ultimate challenge shows up. The Goliath of this story appears, and it looks like it's about to completely crush our little bee before it even gets off the ground. The year was 1981, and that single date sent like an earthquake through the entire local food scene. Why? Because that was the year the Golden Arches, McDonald's, the biggest, most powerful fast food company on the planet, landed in the Philippines. For a small company like Jollibee, this was, well, terrifying. And you know, the advice he got was pretty much unanimous. And it was bleak. His own friends, his advisors, they were all telling him the same thing. Tony, sell out now while you can. You can't fight the Americans. I mean, everyone thought it was over. The local brand was toast. But Tony, he didn't listen. See, he had a secret weapon. A total ace up his sleeve that this global giant just didn't see coming. He decided he wasn't going to try to be a copycat McDonald's. No, he wasn't going to play their game at all. He was going to create a whole new one. And his strategy? It was so simple, but it was genius. Think about it. McDonald's strategy was basically American food for American tastes. So Jollibee did the exact opposite. They decided, we're gonna make Filipino food for Filipino tastes. Instead of running away from their local identity, they leaned into it hard. So what exactly is that taste? Well, in Filipino cooking, there's this amazing sweet and savory thing going on. So Jollibee's burger, it's a little bit sweeter to hit that perfect note. And then you've got the spaghetti. This isn't Italian spaghetti, oh no. This is Filipino-style spaghetti. It's a staple at every kid's party with this sweet sauce made from banana ketchup and, yep, sliced hot dogs right in there. And of course, the crown jewel, Chickenjoy. We're talking legendary fried chicken, super crispy, crazy juicy. It's practically a cultural icon. So the big question is, did it work? Oh yeah, it worked. Jollibee didn't just survive, it totally crushed it. In what has to be one of the most stunning upsets in business, Jollibee ended up with twice as many stores in the Philippines as McDonald's. I mean, they literally beat the clown in their own backyard. But wait, the story gets even crazier. Because after winning at home, Jollibee set its sights on maybe the most audacious goal you can imagine, taking the fight to the giant's own turf, the United States. And guess what? They had another secret weapon. To break into what is arguably the toughest fast food market on earth, they started by focusing on the Filipino diaspora. We're talking millions of Filipinos living overseas who were just desperate for a real taste of home. Picture this, it's 1998. The first US store opens in Daly City, California. The lines are just insane, stretching all the way down the block. And the vibe, it was super emotional. These weren't just people lining up for chicken. They were reconnecting with their home, with their memories. And for some of them, when they finally got that first bite, they actually cried. And the success since then, it's been absolutely staggering. Today, your average Jollibee in the US pulls in around $4.3 million a year. Let me put that in perspective for you. That famous Chickenjoy is so popular that Jollibee is now the #3 chicken chain in America based on average daily sales. I mean, think about that, in America. And here's where it gets really interesting. If you look at who's actually eating there, you see this massive shift. Sure, the Filipino community was their way in, but now, Jollibee has officially gone mainstream. Today, about half of their customers in the US are non-Filipino. You've got Americans with zero connection to the Philippines who are choosing that happy bee over everyone else. And believe me, they are not hitting the brakes. Their big, hairy, audacious goal is to have 500 stores in the United States by 2030. That is a huge expansion, and it just shows you how confident they are that this is a flavor the whole world wants. But you know, the Jollibee story isn't just about the numbers and the stores. It's about something way deeper. Something that, honestly, no other fast food brand has really managed to capture in the same way. I saw this phrase that just nails it. For millions of people, Jollibee is the emotional architecture of growing up Filipino. I mean, how perfect is that? It's so much more than just food. It's a feeling. If you're Filipino and you're living abroad, seeing those Jollibee signs in a strange city, well, it's like finding a little embassy of home. And the brand gets this. They really do. They have this video series, Kwentong Jollibee, basically Jollibee stories, and they're these super emotional short films that have gotten over 400 million views. These aren't your typical ads about a new burger. No, they're these powerful stories about love and family and coming home. And the brand is just kind of the backdrop to it all. And in the end, it all circles back to the founder's philosophy, which is so simple but so powerful. He basically says, dream big and then actually do something about it. You're gonna make mistakes, for sure. Just be quick to see them, learn from them as fast as you can, and keep going. That's the mindset that turned a tiny ice cream shop into a global empire. So what's the takeaway here? The story of Jollibee proves that being authentic can win, that a unique flavor from a specific place can absolutely take on the world. And it kind of makes you think, doesn't it? What's the beloved flavor from your home, from your culture, that could be the next big thing?